Okay. Hi, everybody. Um, y'all, after a much needed break, because going live every day is hard, hard, hard. But I had my little break. We got spring break coming up week after next. So just got a few days left just to get it in. Okay. So today, as you can see in the title, we are going to be discussing a vision board because today is the last day of this astrological year, right? So it ends today. And then tomorrow, with the spring solstice, begins a new year. And so, just like with January 1st and the Chinese Lunar New Year, like this is a great time to get things in order. Hey, 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 thank you. Okay, so my darlings, if you're on Facebook, I don't know who you are. So if you can like put your name in brackets or something like that, or if you give StreamYard permission to put your name. But thank you, my dear. But also I've got light on. And I've got a nice dark background now. And so I don't look, right? Like all of my face is the color as opposed to my wall and my face being the same brown, right? Okay, so I made a template for you guys on Canva. And so if you go to Canva, actually, if you go into the description, you'll see a link at the bottom so that you can sign up for Canva and you can get a free account. And if you sign up under my account, you'll get a free graphic or a clip art. And I too will get the same, right? So we both get that. But you don't need that, okay? But in the template, I'm going to show you how to do these three things in your vision board, okay? So, but first, let me give you a little background. My first digital vision board, actually, let me back up before that. My very first vision board was back when I had graduated from college. I'd moved back home to my mom's house, kind of where I am now, right? And I was working for a skincare salon over by the airport. And one of the magazine reps came by and sold me a subscription. So I had and it was like for $10 a month, I got like 10 magazines. So I was like, this is a good deal. Cause I don't know why I thought that was a good deal. That was a dumb deal because I didn't need that. Like I worked at a place that had the same deal. Like I could have watched theirs, but I didn't really want to look at their magazines. Like it was different. Anyway, so I had this plethora of magazines. So I went through and I cut up all the things that I liked. And then I kind of just stuck them to a cork board that I had. Like it was maybe A3 size, which is like twice the size of a letter piece of paper. Like it wasn't that big, but it was bigger than my head. Or maybe 4 times the size. It was, anyway, so I just stuck pictures. Like there was a photograph of me and my sister. We had gone to the movies. And I was still wearing weaves back then. So I had my blue weave in. I was just like, hey, cute. Then there was a cutout of a girl with a pigtail being pursued by this big hunk of man. And I was like, yes. Now, this was a Afro puff. Like it was a full grown woman with body yaddy yaddy and an Afro puff. I was like, oh, okay, that's me. That's the life I'm going to get. And various other things. Like there was a picture of Stevie Wonder and just all sorts of things that I really loved. And then I found out about the practice of vision boarding from one of the articles in one of the magazines. And so I cut up several of my magazines because what else was I going to do with them? After you read them, they're garbage, right? Except if you save an article from, 30 pages of waste. Anyway, so I developed this whole vision board. I transferred that picture over it was a cartoon of the body yaddy with the Hulk. And then I had a picture of, I think, Diana Ross in front of a moon, and all sorts of different stuff, right? That I wanted to be a singer. Anyway, so years later, all of those things came true. Everything I put on that vision board, because I titled it Vision Board, right? And it was just like I found the man in that picture that made that picture true, right? Because I used to wear Afro puffs, right? So I had already made that half true. And then I found the man that fit that picture. So a vision board is for you to design your life, okay? So my first digital vision board I made in 2015. I was living in Germany, and these are my kids over here in the upper left. And this is me in my house doing online education. I put a picture of me from when I was in college for where I was teaching high school. Then in Germany, I was teaching elementary at the Frankfurt International School. And then singing monthly, that was me singing with Jörg Heuser, a really great jazz guitarist and theorist. Then at the very bottom, I wanted to do classical music, modern music. I wanted a classroom that had Macs, keyboards, interactive whiteboards. I wanted an open, bright, dedicated, well-resourced music space. These are all the things that I wanted professionally. And I also wanted it to have iPads, right? And I also wanted it to have a variety of kids. I wanted Black kids, white kids, yellow kids, old kids, young kids. I wanted everybody, right? So then the statement that I have is my mission statement. With integrity and passion, I use music to shine the light, acknowledging its significance, drawing on others and inspiring in them the world they want to see. And above that, I have a picture of Jakarta Intercultural School, which is a school in Jakarta, Indonesia. My mom had a friend that taught there, and I was like, and I looked it up and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Look at this. This is where I want to be teaching. Actually, no, this couldn't have been 15, because those two pictures of classical music and modern music are students I had in Korea. So when was I in Korea? Maybe it's 2013. Anyway, when I left Germany and I went to Korea, before I went to Korea, I was trying to go to Jakarta because it just seemed like a phenomenal place. Like they have this outdoor space where you have an outdoor amphitheater, and this is a long time ago. And they were already this forward thinking. I said, that's where I wanted to work, right? Because they had the goods and I wanted to be where the goods are at. So fast forward a few years to 2019. And by then I took a job at in Sumbawa, Indonesia, because it's close to Jakarta. It's closer than any place I had ever been. A friend of mine, she invited me to come and teach at their school because they needed a music teacher, because whatever they were having wasn't really structured. They had a great musician, but he wasn't really a teacher. And anyway, so I was glad to leave Japan because it was cold, because she called me in, I want to say February, and I was dying. Like I got too much brown to be sitting up there in cold Kyoto. Like it's in the armpit of Kyoto. Like there is no sun. It's just beautiful, luscious trees everywhere, but I froze to death. So when she was like, you want to come where there's sun? I was like, yes, please, please. Anyway, so as soon as I get hired, the person that hires me gets fired. Or not fired, but he gets demoted. And the person that replaces him is a principal from Jakarta Intercultural School. I was like, bam, done. Right. So I had to then do a new vision board because everything had been completed. My children were happy. I was doing online education. Like I had one or two private students. I was going to work at this school in Sumbawa, and it had a high school and an elementary, and it had like a restaurant. And so I was singing, whenever I wanted to. I could do classical music, I could do modern music. As soon as I got there, the new boss from JIS decided he was going to buy us all Macs. Like, I had 2 big classrooms. The elementary classroom was smaller, but I didn't need a big space because kids are little. The middle school music classroom was bigger, but I wasn't their main teacher. My co-teacher was, right? So it was a great opportunity. And that made this vision board out of whack. Right. And so let me read to you at the top. I said, Omega Bone, financially independent mother, singer, and international music teacher. So with the new vision board, I created this on my birthday in 2019. And I had just started working for this school. I needed a new vision board. So I had a vision board party. I had everybody down to the beach, because that's what you do, right? If you're next to the beach, you have a party on the beach. And I provided all the food, and they just had to buy their own drinks, right? Good stuff. Anyway, when I sent out my vision board to all the people that were invited, my boss, he was like, "That's my school." I was like, "Yes, it is. That's why we're having a vision board party, because working for you then makes this opportunity null and void, because, or it's no longer a goal, because come to find out, I didn't want to work for him anymore. Actually, the day I arrived in Indonesia, I quit. My friend and my new boss had to talk me off the ledge. I was like, "Look, send me home. This is a mess. I don't like it." But I'll tell you guys more about working for international schools later. Anyway, back to the vision board. So I made some changes. Instead of just putting my name, I put my company name, QB1 Entertainment Arts, where I'm performing, recording, teaching, and publishing. I've got all the different projects that I'm working on. I have a singer's manual that's coming out very soon. I've got a novel and a comic coming out very soon, and an album. I have the 2 pictures. There's one of me in green where I'm teaching elementary. Then there's another picture where I'm teaching high school. Then there's me singing. Then there's a picture of me from one of my YouTube videos. And these are all the currencies that I want to be working in. I want clients in the United States. I want clients in Indonesia or Asia, Japan, Europe, right? So that's all the stuff that I want to continue, that I already have some stuff going and I want to develop more. Here in the middle are things that are eternal. My home, I want to be traveling all the time. I want another opportunity to have a base in Tokyo, New York, Dusseldorf, Accra. Those are all the northern parts that I want to go to. In the south, Lombok, which is in Indonesia, which is the island in between Sumbawa, where I was working, and Bali. Bali's too touristy and kind of dirty, but Lombok is like this beautiful it's like the little sister, the cute little sister to Bali, right? Bali's cool, but Lombok is better. It's just great, 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 great. LA, which is my hometown, Malaga, which is in Spain, and Durban, which is in South Africa. Yeah. And so then I have a picture of me with my kids instead of separate, right? We got to keep the people that you want close. You want to keep them close to you. And then I have my mission statement that's changed a little bit. With integrity and passion, I use music to shine the light, acknowledging its significance, drawing on others, and inspiring in them and inspired by them the world we want to see. Okay? So those are the internal things that I want to do. And I put a copy of my mission statement for you to edit, or you can keep it the same in the template. All right, the last thing you need in the template is your name, your full name, your date of birth, and the city, right? So you can tell God, universe, whoever you worship to, whoever you pray to, yourself or whoever, you need to state who you are, right? And you need to give a directive that these things work for you. And then you're going to give your directions. So Omega Bone has divine love and blissful relationships with harmony and alignment while focusing on my multi-million-dollar company that prioritizes collaboration, learning, and implementation, supported by my gorgeous and generous partner, rooted in connection to our spirit, lineage, home, and community. Okay, so this is like your signature. Okay. Then you're going to write your directions. This or something greater for the highest good for all concerned in all dimensions, right? So lastly, I have some pictures. These are tarot cards. And a lot of people use tarot cards to predict the future. I don't believe in that. I believe that I direct my own future, and I like to use tarot to direct. That I study the tarot so that I know what these images, these colors, these ideas represent, and I fixate on that idea that I want to come to pass, right? I'm training my mind. I'm putting those grooves in my head so that I'm developing memories in the present of things that I want to happen. That's the whole point of the vision board, is to create memories in the present of things that you want to happen. Okay. If you take nothing else away from this, this is very important. If you're going to be a professional singer, you have to have a plan. You cannot be a singer without a plan. Yes, you can sing, and you can sing at your mom's birthday party. Great. But you're not going to be professional if you haven't set up a plan. Okay. All right, let's go back to the vision board. So these 5 pictures are things that I want to happen in my life. Okay, and now finally, today we have my newest vision board that I created. And in my first section is the things that I want to continue. In my middle section are things that are eternal. And my most right section are the things that are to come. Yeah. So I kept my mission statement pretty much the same with a slight modification. With integrity and passion, I use music to shine the light, acknowledging its significance, drawing in others. Y'all, I cannot see. Drawing on others and inspiring in them and inspired by them the world we want to see. Right. And then I've got a picture of me with an orchestra in Kyoto. I've got my favorite club in Tokyo. That was a high school club. And then at the bottom, I've got different currencies that I want to work with. Like before, I had Bitcoin and it was just some general thing, but I actually have Ethereum and I want that to grow. And I would love to, like, when I open my class, I'm going to give discounts for people that pay me in Ethereum. Like, everyone will pay one price, but if you pay in Ethereum, you get at whatever rate the Ethereum is, you can pay in that, but we'll discuss that later. And then again, I have home sweet home that I want to be Tokyo and Lombok in Asia, New York and LA in United States, Dusseldorf and Malaga in Europe, Accra and Durban in Africa. Yeah. And then right below that picture, because I've got pictures of each of those cities. And then I have this or something greater for the greatest good for all concerned in all dimensions. And then again, I have my my directions with my name, my birth date. Omega Bone has divine love, blissful relationships with harmony and alignment while focusing on QB1 edutainment, a multi-million-dollar company that prioritizes collaboration, learning, and implementation, supported by a beautiful family rooted in connection to spirit, lineage, home, and community. Right? So then I've got my logo, and then I've got 2 tarot cards very specific to me. These are going to be in my comic. Right? And so I make all of these things happen because I have a plan. Right? And over the next coming lessons, we're going to set up the plan. right? I have a planner for you guys. Everyone that's going to take my class, you'll get a planner so that you can map out the steps so that you can learn how to break down your song, how to break down, to put that song into a set, how to put sets together to make a concert, how to make concerts into albums, and then how to use those albums to make a tour, right? We're going to go through all of that because over whenever the class starts, I think it's like 9 months, you'll learn all of these various things. And then next year, we're going to put together a tour in Europe and Asia with a base here in New York and Los Angeles. We'll be a few days in New York, and then we'll go off to Europe. We'll have a few days here in Los Angeles, and then we'll go off to Asia. But yeah, so I'm really excited. Remember, there is a link in the description so that you can get a copy of the template, and it'll tell you these 3 things: continuing presence and mission statement. Those are the things that you want to continue, the things that you're already working on. And then I have your mission statement here in white. Then the eternal presence. Those are the things that are inside of you. Those are the things that are connected to you no matter what. And then your identification and your blessing, right? You're going to tell the universe what it's blessing, not just, hey, God, hook me up. No, what do you want, right? It's very important for you to say who you are and what do you want. Like I had a friend, he was working as a cook in a restaurant. I was like, this is great. Like you get to eat great food. And he was like, yeah. I was like, well, why is this not great? He was like, because I don't really want to do it. I was like, well, what do you want to do? He was like, I don't know. How are you supposed to do something different if you don't choose anything, right? This vision board is your map to tell you where you want to go, right? Like just write it down, right? And today is a great day to do it because the astrological new year ends today. Tomorrow is the new year. And then we have our first full moon at the end of the month. This is a wonderful time for you to renegotiate what you're doing. The pandemic has taught us that those without a plan are going to be lost, right? So if you have your own plan, you pick your own course, you're going to be successful. Okay? You just got to work for it. All right, my darlings. I've been on here talking a long time. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please send me an email at learntosing@omegabone.com, or you can you can write in the comments or send me a direct message to YouTube, Facebook, or at Omega Bone and Twitter or on LinkedIn. You guys, I forgot to do my introduction. So I'm going to do my introduction now and then we'll edit it and fix it. We re-upload it. God, you guys, I can't get this right. Okay, serious. Here we go. Welcome to omegabone.com. I'm Omega, singer, songwriter, and music education specialist. All over the world, I train students to become singers, singers to become musicians, and musicians to become professionals. Alongside a supportive community, I teach the mechanics of singing and music theory so that you can what? Find your voice and sing your song. Today, we're going to be learning how to create a vision board. Thank you for joining me. Woo, y'all. I like going live because I don't have to do all of this editing, but when I don't do it right, I got to do editing. All right, my loves, thank you so much for joining me. And remember, please warm up every day. Even though I'm not doing it with you, you still need to be warming up. Okay? All right, my loves. See you next time.